Hello guys, in this video we'll see how to write a listicle that developers will want to read and why you should write one. A listicle, like the name says, is a list of things that have a common theme. Each subheading in the listicle will be an own topic by itself but will have a connection with the main theme. A listicle is basically an aggregator of information for a topic. If you want to say have an overview of understanding a concept, a listicle is probably the easiest way to consume information because it will summarize each aspect of the concept in a single blog. Are effective or important for developers because according to eye tracking studies, because the listicle is formatted in such a way, it is very easy to skim through the content and find out what you're exactly looking for. Listicles usually have a bad reputation of being very low quality blog forms, but any blog, the quality does not depend on its format, whether it's an investigative blog or if it's any long form a listicle. The quality depends on what value and content you're providing inside the blog. A listicle can be as good as an investigative article if you can pack in as much value as you can. So in this video, we will take up a sample listicle and see how you can write a listicle that developers click on the article and read your blog to understand a topic. So the first thing with any blog is choosing the topic. So you pick a topic that in your niche and make sure it's relevant to the audience. Uh, just because you can aggregate or put top 10 tips you should remember does not mean you should write that article. Is it valuable? Are you packing in 10 points of information that people actually, developers or the developer community actually need? So you should pick a topic that can be written as a listicle. The topic that I have chosen is top 10 blockchain development tips. So this is a very vast topic, and you can put in different kinds of information in this development tips topic. The first thing that you have to do after selecting a topic is to start your research. In the blog, in the document that you are going to write your blog, put in a separate section for the research, and you can dump all the information that you need here. It need not be formatted, it need not follow grammatical standards. It is for you to read and then interpret and then write your blog. Nobody else is going to see this. And the quality of your blog will depend on the research that you are doing. So it is better that you do as much research on the topic as you can. After doing your research, before even writing the article, you have to set up an outline of sorts. An outline will help you decide the visual layout. The visual layout is a very important part of a online blog because the blogs that you see online are very different from what you read, an article you're reading in the newspaper or a book. Because in the online space, you can always scroll or close the website and go to the next one. So if you organize it properly, people will be able to skim through and land on the particular information that they are looking without having to go through multiple sites, multiple clicks, or scrolling. So in the visual layout, let's say the first part is always the introduction. So when it comes to top 10 blockchain development tips, let's say I'm introducing what blockchain development is. If I, let's say in the introduction, if I keep dumping paragraphs like this without even telling the user what it is talking about, or without any visual break, it will cause them fatigue and they will move on to the next blog. So a proper visual layout would be, let's say I add 2 3 lines and then introduce a visual break followed by another 2 3 lines. If you have to keep adding paragraphs like this and you have more than 2 paragraphs to say in a particular section, it is always better you introduce another subheading there. Why should you do this? And then continue talking about that topic. In the listicle, the main part is the list that you're going to introduce. So it's here it is the tips. In a listicle, each subheading can be a blog of its own, but they all at the same time adhere to the theme of the title. While writing each section in the listicle, each tip in this case, you should follow the same visual layout that uh, you are following for the rest of the blog. Let you write 2 3 lines, give them a visual break, and then add 2 3 lines, give them a visual break. You can add images and videos, images, videos, gifs, memes, because images and videos always tend to catch people's eye. And if you put in let's say a relevant image or visual, it will always draw people to read that section. When writing a listicle, you have to remember that while each subtopic is independent, each of them, the blog should have a flow, in the sense that, in this case, top 10 blockchain development tips. I cannot start, the first tip cannot be go participate in a hackathon. That is not logically the first step. The first step would be learn the basics. So, even within the listicle, there should be a flow on how you mention each subtopic. Once you've written the article, the next step would be to edit and proofread. In the proofreading stage, apart from grammatical and common editing mistakes, make sure you check the flow of the listicle. Is it logically following a sequence? Check that before you submit the blog. So once all this is done, your blog is ready to go and you can publish it on the platform of your choice. I have covered the basic steps to writing a listicle meant for the developer audience. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any clarifications, please put it in the comments and subscribe to more such content.